The UK's biggest lenders have bowed into pressure from the Bank of England and have suspended their dividend payouts to the tune of £7.2 billion. Of course, investors weren't happy, and HSBC, as soon as they made that announcement, their shares were down by about 8.2%. Are you surprised?
Well, no, not at all. I suppose it's one of those moral dilemmas when it comes to capitalism. So a company has made money and wants to pay out dividends, which is why people invest. But we're going through unprecedented times where a bit of empathy is what is required from companies, and not everyone is going to go along with it. So it would take something like the government stepping in to really say that it's not appropriate for you to do pay dividends at this point in time where people are losing their jobs. But the reality is that they have every right to pay their shareholders a dividend. So I'm sure there will be some sort of arrangement that will be made in the background. But I'm not surprised that their share price took a battering after they made the announcement.
Do you think really what it is, Bitter, is that, the West have learnt so much from the 2008 financial crisis, and really it was the taxpayer that bailed out the banks when many of their CEOs were still receiving millions of pounds worth of bonuses? Do you think times have now changed? I suppose since then, they've also brought in these stress tests, haven't they, to make sure that, if there is a financial crisis, which there is now, that the banks have got enough money in their accounts to bail out the people who need it the most?
Well, in this case, it's slightly different from the 2008 crisis. I mean, if you think about it, the 2008 crisis was a crisis really brought about by the financial sector, ridiculous leverage and just a number of illegal practices. In this case, it's been brought about by the virus. A number of the banks are in very, very strong positions. They've taken care of themselves and their situation. So putting on them to take a hit it's difficult. It's really, like I said, it's capitalism having empathy.
But I'm sure you've seen all those WhatsApp papers going around showing the list of wealthy billionaires in Nigeria that have donated to fighting the coronavirus. We haven't really seen that in the UK.
In the United Kingdom, as well as a number of first world countries, you have a number of charities. You have a number of things put in place for when there's hardship within the economy, within the country. In Africa, we don't. We're not as advanced and as developed. We don't have a NHS or a healthcare system that people could walk in when there are difficulties. We don't have a number of charities that are standing there waiting for people that are in very hard times to come in and help them out. So it's a completely different environment if you think about it. It has been commendable. I'm sure they've donated in things in the past. It has been very commendable because a number of them have come out. It would just be nice if we're doing all these things. There didn't have to be a crisis, the way we could have had a better healthcare system. But I must say it is commendable.